All right, welcome back to my channel. This is the slimes that we are processing. These were recovered from the copper cell just 24 hours ago. And so what I'm doing is I'm using dilute nitric acid to go after them. We'll let this cool tonight and then filter, and then we'll start processing. Okay, so what we're doing here is we are filtering out some of the filter papers and some particulate that just didn't dissolve. We'll process that again, but what I'm trying to show you is we're going from that kind of solution, the turbid. So here's what we're doing. We are filtering to clean up the silver nitrate. You can see it's got a little bit of copper in it, but we're not going to worry about that. What I'm after is the silver. So we knew there was a little bit going in there, but like I said, we'll drop it tonight and put it in with the rest of cemented silver and run it through the silver cell. There you go. All right, so we have filtered the copper and silver nitrate solution here, and we're going to cement it out in my little recovery pickle jar, but it works. So this here again is from the silver that we recently recovered from the copper cell. And what we're going to do is, I had to do it in batches. I couldn't dissolve all of it. It had a lot of copper in it still, but we'll do batch number 2 tomorrow, and I'll leave. Okay, so this here is the cemented silver, and I have a little bit of excess nitric in here. You can see we still have a little bit of reaction, a little bit of the haze. And so what I'm going to do is stir it so that it can have access to the copper. It's in there, and I have to turn on the hood. So all right, so this here is the cemented silver that we are working on from the copper pipe that was in the copper cell, and we've had a little bit of excess nitric in there. You can see it's being consumed by that strip of copper, and we'll let it go and mess with it again in the morning, and that's it. All right, so this here is the cemented silver that we are working on from the copper pipe that was in the copper cell, and we've had a little bit of excess nitric in there. You can see it's being consumed by that strip of copper, and we'll let it go and mess with it again in the morning, and that's it. Right, so this is the last of the cementation from the silver cell slimes, or copper cell slimes. Just gonna give it a little quick stir. Still got a little bit of excess nitric in it. I'll turn the hood on in a second, but it's not as bad as yesterday's. All right, there you have it. We'll be finishing this up. I'll probably have to clean it up a couple of days to do that, and hopefully have something ready, kind of figure out the weight by the end of the week. Anyway, it's looking pretty good. So we're almost done with the copper cell recovery of silver from the air conditioned fittings. Now I do want to say one thing. One of the mistakes I made is I probably should have cleaned that a lot better. I didn't think about some of the oil on the inside of the tubing, to be honest. And man, I had a slight film, but when I filtered that out, we got rid of it. But lesson learned. Anyway, we'll come back and have some silver. All right, so it's a beautiful day for cementation. We really are producing some nice looking silver there. And I decided to go rogue and throw a little bit of my old electrolyte from an old silver cell refining in there just to extract the silver. I mean, if we're going to start making some more silver bars and run through the silver cell, let's do it right. So give it a little shake. Been pumped. I've been out here weed whacking. So there you have it, man. Real soon we'll be making some stuff to run through the silver cell. Anyway, we're getting there. All right, so it's a beautiful day for cementation. We really are producing some nice looking silver there. And I decided to go rogue and throw a little bit of my old electrolyte from an old silver cell refining in there just to extract the silver. I mean, if we're going to start making some more silver bars and run through the silver cell, let's do it right. So give it a little shake. Been pumped. I've been out here weed whacking. So there you have it, man. Real soon we'll be making some stuff to run through the silver cell. Anyway, we're getting there. All right, so here we are. We have finished the cementation, and I will decant and we'll start cleaning this silver up and get it ready for a silver cell run. So we've got just a little bit of work to do, and this is from some used electrolyte. And the last project, kind of drawing a blank on it, it was some silver that I'd worked on. I got to go through my notes, but we'll add that later to the pile. So we've got 2 little batches to clean up. All right, so I went ahead and just combined them. I've got to clean it. Might as well just do it both at the same time. This is the cemented silver we'll be working with next. This is a little bit of silver nitrate that I'll have to cement out. I'll just add it to that, let that sit for a couple of days, and we'll just leave it. I've got to take that and put that in my copper nitrate bucket. We'll save it for processing, probably reduce the volume a little later, and see if we can reuse the copper nitrate salts. But that's not too bad. We'll clean it up next couple of days and see what we're going to do with it. All right, so this is like the 8th, maybe 9th rinse here. We'll pour it off and put a little ammonia in it and see if it turns red, but I think we're pretty close to calling it so we can start drying. So what I'm going to do is pour it off, take a sample, and then we'll put some ammonia in it in just a second. Ammonia in it in just a second. All right, so this has been like the 8th, maybe 9th rinse on this, where we're going to pour it off. We'll take a sample, and I'll put a little ammonia in it and see if it has a color change, and then we'll start drying. If everything's all right, or we'll do another rinse. But it's really getting there. We're going to hopefully start drying tonight. Well, it's still got a little copper in it, so we're going to keep rinsing. Second batch, still a little bit of copper in there, man. What a drag. We're going to do a couple more rinses. All right, so this here, I think it's the 11th rinse. It's getting close. The last ammonia test was very faint. It's starting to get a little bit better, but man, I feel like even after this last rinse, I'm starting to run out of distilled water, that we'll call it close enough and just run it through the silver cell. All right, we're going to do a little live action here on the testing. Man, that looks pretty clear to me. Yeah. All right, so we're going to start drying this out. hopefully be finished tonight and wrap this up. All right, we're done with the drying. That looks pretty good. I'm going to tear it out, get another container and tear it out, and we'll get a weight. All right, 109 grams. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Thanks for watching.